Well, hello everybody. I just purchased a new jigsaw. I didn't realize the jigsaw was a serious woodworking tool, but it turns out you can do quite a bit with a jigsaw, just not my jigsaw. I've been completely unhappy with this thing, and it mangled a few of my work pieces, so I figured it was time to get rid of it, or at least replace it. It had this interesting steering wheel at the top, but I never did use it. I asked for some advice on Facebook, and I got some really neat help, and it was some great interaction that led me to choosing this particular model. This is the Bosch JS470E. I believe it's kind of a mid-range model, not the most expensive and not the cheapest either. It came nicely packaged, and there you can see how it looked when I opened it. In this compartment was this little presser foot thing that looked like something from a sewing machine. And then if I looked really closely, I could see, that's where the blade is. It was packed in beside this little plastic thing that looked like a presser foot from a sewing machine. It's actually an anti-splitter insert. I'll probably learn how that works later on. The handles felt amazing, sort of flexible to touch. The plastic trigger, not as good. It gave you a little bit of a plasticky feel, kind of a little bit of friction when you pull on it. But that disappeared when I was actually using it. It just felt like a trigger. It's a little bigger and heavier than my old one, but feels good. It's got a lot of little parts that I have to become familiar with, including what looks like a little poofer to blow away sawdust, and of course an orbit adjuster. It uses a hex key to adjust the miter of the blade. So I had to go searching for that hex key, and I found it stuck in a little holder in the back of the foot. And this is new. It's got a dial in the back to adjust the speed of the jigsaw, kind of like you would a router. When I picked up the blade, I thought, wow, this is a pretty coarse blade, widespread teeth compared to what other jigsaw blades are like, but actually I was in for a surprise. So it was a bit of a job to figure out how to stick the blade inside there. Obviously it went in that hole, but I actually had to read the manual, and it said, well, there's a lever on the side. And so I had to look, there's a black lever there, but that didn't move. So then I found another little lever on the other side, and that moved over towards the center. You can see there I am holding it with my finger, and then you stick that blade right in there and let go, and it holds it real tight. It's an excellent way of holding a blade on. I know I had some problems with my old one with the blade getting loose or even falling out. So I looked around for a scrap, something to cut, and I found some 1-inch thick plywood that I picked up from my father-in-law's house. So then I used a hold fast to hold it into place, and lined it up so that the side of the base was against the edge of the plywood, and picked up my phone and decided to make a video. And that was kind of challenging because I had to hold the phone with one hand and use my brand new jigsaw that I never actually used before on with the other hand. But I decided that was pretty safe, and so I started to cut. And I was actually really surprised. The first thing I noticed was, I can go quite straight, and I'm filming with one hand and cutting with the other. I'm able to maneuver the whole camera phone around, and look at the way I'm cutting. Now this is 1-inch plywood, and I'm not vibrating at all. My hand is steady as though I was, I don't know, just steady as a rock. I had absolutely no problem cutting through that at all. Was very well impressed. Yay! That was like the best thing ever. So highly recommend this product. I was pleased with it. It's definitely not the top of the line, but it definitely gets the thumbs up from me. Yay! Good stuff. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.